This is a story about a car and a friendship. It's June, 2 months before my 16th birthday, and I'm in a plane flying into the Burbank airport. We're coming back from San Francisco from Grandma Mary's funeral. My father stayed behind to help Papa Ray deal with the loss. My guardian on the flight is my older brother Todd, which is like the wolf guarding the hen house. He's got me by 3 years, 60 pounds, he's a weightlifter, and his in-flight entertainment consists of gripping me in a headlock, peppering me with a few rabbit punches, and smashing my face into the window. So while I'm gazing down at the sprawl of Los Angeles, I notice we're flying over a car lot, and through the heat shimmer, I see row upon row of blue and white police cruisers and some orange Dodge Chargers with rebel flags painted on the roof, the Confederate flag. These are the cars used on the infamous Dukes of Hazzard TV show, driven by the Duke boys, Bo and Luke. It's a ridiculous show, and basically all they do is they go terrassing around Hazard County, having adventures and outwitting the police and righting wrongs and terrassing around Hazard County in an orange Dodge Charger. And I don't care about the show. I care about unclenching the arteries in my neck. And I know Todd will care, because this summer, the summer of his 18th year, he wants one thing: a fast and powerful car. And so I squeak, which he understands. And so he throws me to the floor in that loving way of his, and he looks out the window and he sees the cars and the bells go off, and he punches the wall, which he's apt to do, and shouts "Yeehaw," which is what the Duke boys say when they're excited about punching walls. The next day, he drags me out to the set in Calabasas. We meet the car wrangler. We look at a couple of the pristine A cars they use in all the shots, and then we take a test drive in a B car, a stunt car. This thing is painted like jet black. It's kind of banged up, but it's loud and it's fast. We haul ass all over that country set. We get it up to 110 miles an hour on the freeway. He even lets me drive, which is a bit generous considering our relationship. And he says, "Look, I'm short $500. Loan it to me, I'll pay you back in the fall. Meanwhile, we can work on the car together and I'll let you drive it." And I say, "Yeah." And we get the car, and we start to work on it. There's things like the windshield wipers that want to come on and off when they want to. We do the shocks and the struts, and there's the problem with the heater. You can't turn it on because it sticks, and it'll compromise the electrical system, but it's the middle of the hottest summer on record. We leave that for the fall. Todd warms up to me this summer. We'd never been close. He was hostile to me from the day I came home from the hospital at 4 months of age, having had a brain surgery. He felt left out, he felt ignored. He tipped my crib over, spilling me onto the floor, and the child psychologist that my parents sent him to said he hates his little brother. Yeah. So basically we have this car together, and we're sharing it, and finally, as I said, he warms up to me. We'd never really been close, but finally, we were hanging out. We were doing things together, and I had a brother at last. That summer, he also, what was great is we did develop this friendship. He opened up to me. He talked to me about our parents' divorce and his feelings of anger around it. He asked me about my feelings. He shared his favorite hobbies with me, taught me to play guitar and how to talk to girls. And he retired his favorite hobby, which was, 2-3 beatings a week, and an object of all his verbal and physical aggression. Now, he was still the archetypal, poster child for the angry young man syndrome, but he was finally cool to me. I had a brother at last. Mom's alcoholism had really flared up a couple years earlier, and Todd and I were left to fend for ourselves. We would make nightly fast food runs. Literally, for about a year, that's what we lived on. And one night after another greasy meal at Carl's Jr., and what was great about that is with this car, before that car rolled into our lives, this had always felt a little awkward and forced. But now it was easygoing and it was fun. And one night after this greasy meal at Carl's Jr., he was instructing me in the finer points of maneuvering a Dodge Charger around a high school football track. And again, this is like a couple tons of prime American steel. It was in 1976. I don't know how big the motor was. 3 on the tree, V8, dual carbs, just a monster. So powerful, so fast. And as I'm, damaging my high school property, car comes through the parking lot. It's a police car. They're so close, I can see the donut crumbs in the mustache of this Ventura County sheriff. And he spots me. I'm a scrawny kid, 15 years old. I'm sitting on a phone book practically to see over the wheel. He lights up the Christmas tree, hits the siren, and before he can turn around, I've gone out the other side of the field, like 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye. And we haul ass. He wants me to drive, and I said, shut up, I'm the Duke boy, blah, blah, blah. And we juke and we jive and we lose the cops and we're screaming, just like the brothers on the show. We get home, he punches me in the shoulder and he looks at me. He's proud of me. My birthday, August 2nd, a couple weeks later.
That's my birthday. Yeah.
Real power. I take the car out solo for the first time, and I pick up my girlfriend, Katya, and we're going out for this birthday dinner, and it's the hottest day. It's literally 109 degrees, and she goes to turn on the AC, but she hits the heater by mistake, and so it's really boiling now, but hopefully that birthday makeout session in the back of the car will be a little hotter. We have a great time. I drop her off, and as I'm driving home, the car starts to overheat. It's boiling, steam's coming out from under the hood. But I'm almost there, and so I keep going. As I get up the hill, it sputters and it dies. Just one house down from ours. And somehow Todd knows this, and he comes charging out of the house. And when he sees the car, when he sees his baby dead in the street, steam comes out of his ears. And he grabs me. And he says, I told you not to for the heater, blah, blah, blah. He's not even making words, but he knows what's going on. And right then, he punches me in the solar plexus, right? But not this time, not anymore. I've grown over the summer. Ironically, he's taught me. And I'm not doing this again. And so I stand there, and I wind up, and as hard as I can, I throw a right cross onto the bridge of his nose. And his head rocks back, and he touches the blood gushing out of what is a broken nose, and he looks at me with a mixture of shock, and a little bit of fear, and respect. And I think I've done it, I've slayed the dragon. We turn the corner, and he'll respect me from this day forward. And he kicks my ass across the street. And when I say he kicks my ass across the street, it was like a cartoon brawl with the dust cloud. Down the lawn, through the hedge, into the ice plant, sidewalk, blacktop. I'm getting up and knocked down again. Through the median, more blacktop, and finally, I'm standing there. And I'm throwing punches with the delicate fists of a porcelain doll, and he's landing precise, methodical blows. And with one final shot, he sends me reeling back into Mr. Greer's prized rose bushes.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm flexing like a little turtle on its shell, trying to do sit-ups, and he's got me like this, and he's coming in for the coup de grace. And I freeze, and I'm looking behind him, and he catches my eye, and he turns. And we both watch the car burn. Oh. It's consumed by orange fire. You can see the black paint melting away. Oh. And as that car goes up in smoke, our friendship and our brotherhood go with it. Todd bought a motorcycle and moved out at the end of the summer. And we're cordial now. Friendly sometimes, but we were never as close as we were that summer when we were as tight as them Duke boys. Thank you. Wow.